Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. From the stack of this, you might be able to tell that things have either, no, they're worse. But I think I'm getting somewhere. So we're going to talk about some things today, okay? And I'm going to try to, okay, so my last video, if you saw it, was about why I can't use one planner. And it was like, why can't I use one planner? When in reality, I really knew why. But sometimes when you're super stressed and you're feeling like the whole world is falling apart around you, which really in reality is, you stop thinking like logically. So through working my way through the process of processing what I was feeling, thinking while I was filming that video, and in the comments since, I decided to go ahead and do a follow-up video, which might be a long one. If you're new here, welcome. If you're here hoping to find someone who has their life together and has it all figured out, then this is not going to be the video for you. But if you are like me and just trying to like fumble your way through, welcome. You should fit in well here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I took some notes. I'm trying to like do good. I don't usually do any kind of notes for any kind of video, and I just wing it. Sometimes that doesn't work out so well. Sometimes when I don't wing it, it doesn't work out so well. So we'll see what happens here. First, I would like to thank you so much for the comments. So many supportive comments, both on my last video and in private messages. So many people saying that they completely understand, that they've been there, they're going through that. Some positive suggestions for what they think might be the best way for me to go after watching the video, what helped them. I'm slowly wading through those comments and I will get back to you. I hope. I'm not used to having that many comments come through on one video, like all at one time. So I'm really trying to make it through, and I promise I'm going to try my best to reply to everyone, but I am reading every single one. I'll at least give you a heart if I don't have a chance to comment, but I'm trying so hard to comment to everybody. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So some of the things that were said in the comments, I wanted to kind of address or explain. And this isn't like I feel like I need to explain myself, but in my stressful time when I was doing that video, I actually did have some answers to some of those things that didn't come out until I really sat and was reflecting on all of it as I was editing my video and through comments. So it's been helpful. So one of the things that was brought up in comments was the whole like consumerism and just being content with what you have and all of those things, which I do strive to be content with what I have. I do have this stack here. Some of it is old, and I do strive to pare down, to funnel down. I don't like to have so many options, and I'll bring that up in a minute, but that's part of the reason why I don't have multiple planners, because I am trying to find contentment in what I am using. I'm fully aware that things cost money. I'm fully aware that sometimes we don't do the best things with the finances that we've been provided with. But even if I don't always make the right decisions, know that my intention is always to be wise, to find the thing that I'm looking for, and it isn't that I'm just like, here you go, it doesn't matter, let's just bring it all here. That is not how I feel. And I think that it's really a good thing that there's like the whole minimal ideas floating around out there, because we really do have too much stuff, and I'm included in that number. But sometimes I feel like we shame one another for not having our act together, or not spending every single penny that comes our way more wisely than we did. And I don't think that we should be doing that. So I have 6 children. I work because I have to, not because it's fun and I want to leave them, although I'm leaving them in the care of my husband, and they're all teenagers or older now. So it's not lost on me that the time that I spend away equals dollars, and that how I use those dollars means something. So let me just put that out there. The other thing is the whole like idea of FOMO. And for me, honestly, I feel like I'm at the age where that's not really a thing anymore. I feel like I've tried all of these things out there, and I'm not seeing things that are like, ooh, new, whatever, shiny. It's more for me about, and it would probably be helpful if I didn't have social media, but if I'm currently in a Hobonichi weeks, we're going to use that as an example because it's generally the example of whatever I'm angry about right now. If I'm using the Hobonichi weeks and I know that I just struggled, and this is no joke, guys, this doesn't happen with other planners. When I've had this many pens sitting on my desk because I'm trying to figure out which one will not make me want to do violent things or set something on fire, and I scroll through social media and I see somebody who's had the same pages in the same planner and usually the same pen for a month, 6 months, a year, 3 years, and they're super happy about it and they're smiling, that is like, okay, something is out there that is perfect enough for me to be content and not have 50 pens lying on my desk. And these weren't there before. They've come out because I was fighting with this stupid paper. So a lot of the problem for me is that this is the system that I want to use because it has literally everything, but it's not working for me for the reasons that I'll discuss in a roundabout way here. But I feel like the other things are also important. So please, this might not be the shortest video, but bear with me. Okay, so it's not so much fear of missing out. It's wanting contentment, not having it, and knowing that it's out there somewhere. All right, the next thing is I have anxiety. Not everybody has anxiety, and if you don't have anxiety, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But anxiety, it creeps and seeps into every single aspect of your life. Not cool, it's not fun, and it really, really sucks. People have fidget toys. People have bad habits. People soothe themselves with drugs, alcohol, all of those things. I don't do that in my life. And for me, stationery, pen to paper, doodling, scribbling, writing words down, writing a list, it calms me. I like to take notes. That's kind of my thing, okay? So if the thing that's supposed to be helping me get through life is causing me more stress, that's not okay. So it's more than just well, why don't you just use the Hobonichi weeks? It works for you, right? Yes and no. Yes and no. The other thing is that people have different learning styles. For me, I'm not an auditory learner. I'm a visual learner, and I have the need for tactile. So I learn by doing. If you tell me these are the 6 steps to get this done, I'm going to forget something in there, or I'm going to misunderstand it, or as I'm trying to visualize what you're telling me, I'm going to see it differently, get to step number 3, be completely confused, have a meltdown because I feel like I'm not smart because I couldn't figure this out on my own, and end up in like a big heap of mess. So that's not what works for me. And one of the things about being someone who is tactile is it's really important to me that like my pen works well on the paper. And despite what you might think, I'm not like a paper snob. I'm not like a pen, like I'm a pen snob, but it's for like good reasons. It's more than just I want to use gel pens. So I struggle with my hands, and I have cramps in my hands, pain in my hands ever since I was a child. I have like very short ligaments. I'm not a stretchy person. I have issues with my hamstrings. I have issues with my hands. I have issues with my feet. It's the way that I'm built. I can't sit for hours and write with a ballpoint pen. That's just not gonna work for me. I struggled with that when I was in school, as much as I loved writing. So I had the paper, which was junk, and I had a pencil. But the ballpoint pen, I always went crazy with because it always made my hand super tired. And that's just the way my hands are made. I can't control that. When I found gel pens, when I first got married, I was like, what is this angel that has been sent to me to write on paper? And so because that works for me and doesn't cause me pain, that's what I want to use. So it's not really about being a pen snob. It's about using a pen that works for me and my body. The other thing is I'm not a paper snob. I don't care what GSM it is, really. I don't care. If I can write on it with a pen and it flows well, doesn't smear every other word, I'm going to be fine. Proof, I can't show you because it's at work, but I wouldn't show you because it's filled with stuff of personal people's information. Not driver's license, but license plate numbers and blah, blah, blah. So I have a 5-star notebook at work and I use a 0.5 gel pen that you can find at Walmart. And in this notebook, I write the date and then everything that happens that day that I needed to do, that I cross off. If somebody runs out the door with a TV, I'm writing down their license plate. I do that. And it's not pretty. There's sloppy stuff everywhere. I have pages that have half rips because I had to jot something down and hand it to somebody and only half the notebook page is still there, but there's something important on another page. The other part of the page that didn't get ripped. I don't care. It works. Okay. So I just need it to work for me. That 5-star notebook and that pen, it's just fine. Works just great. So I'm not a paper snob because 5-star notebook is definitely not the cream of the crop. The other issue that I have is that a planner needs to be with the things that I need it to be, and it also needs to be portable. All right, let's give this as an example. Okay, B6 Stalogy. First of all, this is not going to ever work for me because I have to draw everything out. I actually just spilled coffee on it a few minutes ago. That's great. I like this paper. I like the size as far as like working in it, writing in it or whatever. I hate trying to draw out. I've tried. I was using this as a journal. The paper is glorious. I love it. If I'm using it as a journal, that's fine because I'm probably not going to take it out of my house because it's bigger. Yes, I can bring a bigger bag, but believe it or not, I'm actually pretty minimal with what I leave the house with most of the time. Sometimes something's going on, I take a tote bag out with me, but still it's about decisions. Do I need the iPad? Do I need my Kindle? I have this notebook, blah, blah, blah. And I really try to carry as little as possible. I don't want it to be heavy. I don't want to worry about it. And I'm constantly, again, trying to simplify what I have with me on a day-to-day basis. So that kind of takes out B6 and above size out most of the time. And as much as I adore A6 rings, this makes my bag heavy because it's heavier than what I'm used to. And it's difficult to go from something that's pretty lightweight and small and compact to something that's bigger and chunkier than that, even as scaled down as I have it. The portability is also one of the factors that keeps me from doing multiple planners. The other is, I understand that some people see this as this is my craft or this is my hobby, and so I have 5 planners and I like something about all of them, and I like replicating all of that information in all 5 of those planners. That's not me. I don't have that kind of time in my life, and I always, again, I want to simplify. I want to have less instead of more, and that just doesn't work for me. And I see it as something is going to fall through the cracks, and I'm going to feel guilty about that thing that fell through the cracks. It doesn't bring me feeling a feeling of craftiness or any of that. It brings me more stress, so I cannot handle it. The other thing is that we have so much going on right now, and I know that that is one of the main things that had fueled that whole video, because I can control the whole planner situation, and it causes me to feel like I have the ability to, in this uncertain world, have some kind of certainty. And when that one thing isn't working, it stresses me out. We've had so much go on. I've had family stuff go on for the last couple of years that has caused me stress every single day. We've had COVID, obviously, which A lot of us have lost loved ones with COVID, mine included. My father died, and we've had instability in our social structure. Approaching a possible war. I have like a lot of stress at work right now, and it's just like something has to give. And if it seems pathetic to say that the thing that I have to give is to throw this planner in a fire because the paper is making me nuts, then I should be able to do that and not worry about somebody saying, but why didn't you like that planner? Like, it's real. It's real, guys. So like, this is the stuff that does it all the time. So I have to work on why this doesn't work, what do I need, and what can fulfill those needs. All right. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that are possibilities, things that I've thought about, things that I thought would work, and why they didn't work. And I've beat this to death, so we don't have to talk about why this didn't work, because everybody knows that it's the stupid paper. This could be the perfect planner, but it's the stupid paper. And I'm not even looking for perfect. I'm just looking for something that's not going to make me want to cause violence. And that is what this has been doing. So we know why this one, so we're not going to like talk about that a whole lot. It makes me super sad though, because like I like the stupid planner, but I can't make the stupid pen work. The end. Not going to talk about it anymore. Another thing that I thought that I could work into my whole system was this Stylogy, and I can't be counted on to make up those calendars. I don't want to paste things in. I don't want a DIY. I don't want really thick pages because I had to stick a month view in every other page. I just don't want all of that. So as much as I love this paper, and as much as I might journal in this size one day, again, I can't use this as my planner. There's that. What did I do with all this crap? Let's like narrow it from what didn't work to what could still work. Wait, this is a notebook that goes with it. This just arrived. This just arrived. That's not as scary as it sounds. The Wonderland 222, really thought that might work for me. A6, I love the A6 size. I don't mind vertical planning either, but these are super tiny. I tried. I can't handle it. I hate having to do like 2 lines for just one thing. And if this was laid out a little bit differently, it might work. If this was a horizontal with the whole situation like the Hobonichi Weeks has, that might work too. I also, this is not my favorite. I don't have a fun job like some people have, where you work Monday through Friday and then you put it all back and then you have the whole weekend. Friday isn't a thing for me. I'm probably working on a Saturday, and maybe that means that there's not a doctor's appointment or whatever, but I might really need to have a whole list of things here. Sunday is busy too, because generally I'm not off on Sunday. I am today, but I'm usually not. And then I have worship in the morning and then work. And then I might have a whole list of things that I need to complete, or a shopping list or whatever. And when planners scrunch these two sections together, it just makes me really stressed out. So I really wanted this whole system to work. Should have written in pencil for that, but it didn't because I don't learn my lesson. So that won't work. I love the paper though. Doesn't smear like the Hobonichi Weeks, and I'm pretty sure it's some form of Tomoe River paper, which I don't even know what I've talked about now. I've thought about all of this stuff so much. This A6 rings, I love it. I love this leather. I love planning in this page size. I love it. I love it. I love it. But it's heavy, and I feel like instead of just writing the things that I need, I'm coming up with things that I can put in these sections to make a section feel worth it. And so it's also flawed in some ways. And I also don't have as much joy that comes from flipping through ring pages, which is crazy. I have A6 stuff on the way currently. Rings. It's whatever. You know, this little guy, I love it so much. Love it so much. But it has problems too. Okay, so here's some of it. I don't have tiny handwriting. This paper is butter. I love it. It's beautiful. But I cannot with these little tiny spaces. This makes me, again, violence. There are pages in this guy that I don't understand. Like, please, Moleskine, watch this video. Somebody tell them about this video and listen to me. Who uses this stuff? Anybody? Give me note pages in the back instead. Give me something. I don't need this. This is not helpful, okay? The other thing is, why? Why? I don't understand. I do not. Let me find the week that I was just in. Okay. This paper, beautiful. I love it. It's like writing on butter. I don't understand why we have all of this space here, and again, we have scrunched Saturday and Sunday together. Give me something even for all the days of the week. Again, not everybody works Monday through Friday. Sometimes we have things to do on the weekend. And when you like to write little snippets of memories and stuff, you need more space than that tiny little spot on the bottom. But otherwise, I love this planner. And I talked about it in the last video that I found of the bigger version, and I bought it from Target, and my husband is using it. And I went back to Target today to buy a notebook, which I'll go there in a moment. Again, I didn't tell you I was going to have my act together in this video, so don't be surprised by now. I bought one of these for my husband, and he's using it and liking it, but my husband usually gives up on planners pretty quickly, mostly because he loses them, and he also does not have his life together, which we make a great pair, trust me. Between the two of us, I don't know who is crazier. Hold on. I need some scissors. But when I went back today and they still had some, I was like, you know what? These are on clearance for $6. And listen, guys, I work in retail. If I tell you that my Target had this on sale for $6, please do not think that you're going to go find it on sale at your Target, because every single store, the other Target across town, it might not have it on clearance. So please don't go bully your Target people and say that Sam found it on clearance. It just depends on the store, what's selling, what's not selling, and everybody has their own marked down dollars. So this is the same planner. It's just bigger. It's not the biggest version that they have. They have one that's like a full-size notebook. Now this is a little better because you have more space here because the planner is bigger, but still, I don't know that I want to carry, like, it's not thick. It's not heavy, but maybe I don't want something this big, you know, that just seems big to me. So this, I guess, would be A5. This is B6. And this one, no, this is the thing that just arrived. This is Pocket. I prefer this little guy. Oh, I'll just go ahead and throw A6 in the mix since I've got one right here. Like for day-to-day carrying things, I like these two better than these two. Is this ginormous? Is it heavy? No. But I don't know. I just don't think it's the one. But it was on sale, and I thought, you know, sometimes we have things, like I don't have a planner at work currently. I have that 5-star notebook. And I was like, we have conference calls on Tuesday, and sometimes we have certain things that happen on certain days. And sometimes I have court, and I was like, it was $6 and some change. I'll take this to work and I'll use it. I don't think that this is the one for the reasons I just gave, but it might be the one for work because I don't have to cart that around. I take it there once, that's it. All right, and then I was at Target today and I bought a couple of things. Oh my gosh. I bought a couple of things. One is this little Mead notebook. Further proof that I'm not a paper snob. It's got a little, I don't know, something happened here. It looks like somebody tried to slice it. I don't know. But I thought this was pretty. I like plants. I like gold. It's just cheap Mead paper. But I was writing down some notes for this video. And I thought, you know, I was sitting in church this morning, and like I said, Like, I always have something to write in. I write down sermon notes. I was at that moment pretty sad because I'd been doing sermon notes for this certain series in my A6 rings, and I didn't have it with me because I'm not taking 14 planners to church. But I also wanted to write it down, and so I ended up pulling a little pocket notebook that I keep like with my Bible around my little seat area, and I started taking notes anyway because that's, again, how I learn and how I retain information, and it helps keep me from being anxious because I'm writing. I'm focused. It helps me listen. That's how I work. And I was like, why wouldn't I just have some kind of dumb notebook with me? Well, the first thought was get a pocket Moleskine soft cover, put it in that mold, and just use this guy, right? And then it doesn't matter that I don't have note pages in there because I know I'm always going to have a notebook with me. The only thing is I'm going to have to find a way to close this. Maybe an ollie clip, maybe a rubber, I don't know, like a hairband, something. I don't know, because I don't want to like have all the pages like scrunched and ugly. It doesn't matter to me the paper quality, but I don't want it to look dumb. Yeah, so I went to go find a little tiny notebook. This one was on clearance for 75 cents, and I was like, that's a no-brainer, so I got this little notebook for 75 cents. Then I saw this, and I was like, all right, gotta pick one of those up, take it to work. And then little in an aisle, not where it belonged and all by its lonesome, there was this guy, and this is going to be more of the whole B6 size, just a little bit taller than that, but nice and thin. This is like one of those day designers. It actually says the Every Girl for Day Designer, and I thought this one was nice. I don't mind this. It's a warm dusty pink, and this I like. So it has a yearly overview. It has nice thick paper. There's how to use this planner. There's goal setting pages, how to keep balance. I'm really liking this. It has these lines so that you can write on it. This, I'm not sure. This looks like, I don't know why these squares are bigger here. This one looks bigger than this one. I don't know if it's an optic illusion, but it's kind of strange. It's kind of creeping me out. But as much as I am like, I don't need those tiny squares on the Moleskine because of the monthly pages, I don't use the monthly pages that much. So it's not like a deal breaker that this is like weird. At least there's the room to write on. It's already dated. I don't have to do anything. So you have your months, and then in between your months, you have your weeks. And this is basically what I do with my planner anyway, no matter what the system looks like. I have something for appointments and something for to-dos in some fashion. Again, this one, we're going to subtract points because it has Saturday, Sunday here, but still this I can deal with. This is enough room. And I was like, if I was going to have like a 2 planner system, this would be something that I think I could deal with. I have my receipt because I might take it back, but I wanted to bring it out because I think that it's got some potential here. It has these pretty pages here and there. I really like it. And then in the back, it's got a little bit of note pages, and it's got some other stuff. All of these have a month review, some kind of quote like that. That's nice. How to reach your personal goals. Places to write things. Strategies to reduce stress and live better. That's genius. Self-care habits. 6 ways to get unstuck. Habits for more energy. Ways to be mindful. Ways to be kind to yourself. I'm not kind to myself. That would be nice to read. So yeah, I really like this. And I like that it's bound. The paper seems nice enough. I haven't written in it, but I'm not hating this at all. I'm trying to like save the best for last, or I'm trying to save what I think is going to work for last. Anyway, so I ordered this the other day. This was one of those, it was, I don't know, late at night, and I was like, something has to work this time. I forget what cartoon that. I think it was on Gravity Falls. Real creepy, fun cartoon. If you like that kind of thing. And I think it was on that show. But there's just this scene where it's like, this time, this time, this time, this time. That's how I feel like every day. I just feel like I'm running into a wall and thinking maybe it'll work this time. Okay, so I have held off from ordering one of these because of the thickness of it. I don't know if it'll work, but I think it probably will. So I've said before, I've said a million times, I really stink at journaling. I wanted to use the Hobonichi Mega Weeks. Well, you'll never know my initial thoughts on this because for some reason my phone stopped recording and I have no idea why. Anyway, this one I had held off from ordering, which I don't even remember if I covered that yet or not, because I thought it was going to be too thick. And it's definitely thicker than the 18-month Pocket Weekly, but it's not, I don't know, it's just nice. This is the soft cover, and I think that probably helps. But I bought this daily because I thought, well, first I was like one of two options. Either I can use this as my planner because I can do, like, I don't know, a little line here. This is the appointments, blah, 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 which I don't usually like to do that in this size, and then running to-do list. Or I can just ignore these numbers because it goes from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. No, 8, 9, 10. It goes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And that I could split this in half and write, you know, my work schedule or appointments, and then I'm running to-do list and use this little section down here as a little snippet of a journal, or I could just use this as a journal. If this Plan Million Z doesn't work out as my planner, I might then turn to this if I'm not liking it as a journal, as like a bullet journal, daily planner of some sort. But I'm really hoping that this works out. It's a day on a page and it'll work for something, I'm sure. This is here because of the comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've had this off-brand Hobonichi, fake Hobonichi, whatever you want to call it. I'll link it in my Amazon links. I've had this since last June and I didn't use it because it's undated, which is usually a deal breaker for me, but I'm gonna try it because I'm tired of the Hobonichi paper. Let's count how many times I say that in this video. Using this, I'm able to use this beautiful cover that I just got from Vanderspec after waiting for 11 weeks, and several other covers that I have and love that fit the same. I was afraid because it is a tiny bit taller than the Hobonichi Weeks. A little bit taller, which I don't even know if you can see that. That it wasn't going to fit in this because it's form fitted, but it does clearly. Has a couple different colors. I had it in green because I like green. Works great. No frills. I'd like to move all of my pretty pictures from the front of my Hobonichi into this. I'm going to cover this up. So it has the yearly like index area similar to the Hobonichi Weeks, but it's cleaner looking. I like it better, and I don't hate a pen on here. Spoiler alert. So I'm really going to try really hard to make this work. The thing that might not make this work is the fact that it is undated, and I've already stopped dating it with my Hobonichi stencil because it was making me crazy because I don't have patience. The only thing that I haven't done is decide which of the options that I have to put a month sticker here. I might white out this thing that says month plan and use these Randy Dot plans to let me know that it's January, or I'll do something bigger. I don't know. The stencil does not make the numbers as tiny as it really should be because they have this line here, but I thought if I put it in here like that I wouldn't be mad at myself, except for this little accident that I had, that I wouldn't be mad about myself seeing only my handwriting. I don't know why I'm mean to myself like this. Like my husband, he can date his own bullet journal and I'm like, oh, that looks nice. But if I see my handwriting dating something, I would think that it's not a real calendar for some reason. Guys, I really do. I have issues. So I was like, stamper, try it, maybe. But I was worried that I would get that all messed up. And I think that it was a little bit bigger, let me see, than the stencil, which it might not be. I stamped it. Oh, I don't think that it really is. It's the spacing, I think. So I stamped it, a number, 19, on a little Post-it note, and I decided against it because it was going to take up more room. But I kind of like it too. So I don't know. I haven't done the whole year because, like I said, I quit because it was stressing me out. So I did January. And I skipped February because I was tired of doing it, but I needed March because March is the month that we're currently in. And so I did March. I have a couple places here where, because of the stenciling, that I got a little bit of ink here and there, but overall it does really well. It does not have the grid or the lines, which is generally something that bothers me, but because this paper is thicker and less overall finicky, it's not bothering me as much as I thought that it was. And I don't use the monthly as much as I use the weekly, so I think that it'll be okay. I haven't done any decoration because I barely got it finished, and that's as far as I've gone. And I think I have it marked. So I just counted how many weeks of the year I had already gone through so that I could get to this week and planned in it. Some of it was back planning, some of it was actual planning. I like this. That's it in a nutshell, if you want to end the video here. I like this. And I'll tell you why, if you want to stick around to hear the rest of it. I mean, we're already invested, right? I like this because the paper is thick. I like the paper. My pen writes just fine on here. Have no issues with it at all. Just feels like writing. Don't care what the GSM is. It doesn't smear, and my pen likes it. It doesn't hurt my hand, so that works. I like that there's no junk down here at the bottom, and because of that, there is more space in this than there is in a Hobonichi weeks. So the little spacing, I don't know, maybe a grid or two bigger than the Hobonichi weeks, but I like it. I like that there's nothing here, just the grid, so I can use every single bit of this for writing my to-do lists or whatever I want to do week to week. Again, it doesn't have the grid on this side, but because of the way the paper is, I don't feel like I'm constantly losing control of my pen. I'm never going to write completely straight without lines or grids of some form, but it's working okay anyway. I have these stickers that I'm going to try from Randy.Plans. I like that it takes up some of the space, and I like that it looks so bold for now. I might hate it in a week, I don't know, but for now it's really working, so I like it. As long as I like predate this out enough, and then as long as I have gone in and at least put what month is here, if I get an appointment for a month ahead, if I don't feel like sitting down and finishing this yet, I'll just put it on a post-it and I'll stick it in whatever month this is supposed to be so that I know to put it in once I go to date this. But I think that this is going to be all right. It's not too thick. It's not too big. I can use the covers that I want. It's a planner. And then my plan is just with the things that I want to do otherwise. If I'm having something that I'm thinking about that I want to write down, I'm hoping to just have this cheap 75-cent notebook with me to write things down. And then have this to be like the sit down at the end of the evening and write my feelings or not, or the things that bothered me or the people that I got mad at or whatever. It does have the bookmarks. I think they're better than the Hobonichi Weeks ones. They're thicker. The paper doesn't have a lot going on in the back. There's just a couple of blank. Used one for a pen test. No issues at all with the pens that I used, except for uni gesturing, which is stupid and I hate it. But yeah, that's it. No frills, but the paper isn't hideous, and I think that I'm going to be friends with this. The bonuses that I get to keep this pretty notebook that I waited, the cover that I waited so long for. Yeah, I think that this will work just fine, and if it doesn't, I'll come back and tell you about it, or cry about it, or complain about it. You never know what's going to happen, but I'm going to give this a go because it doesn't make me angry immediately, and that's always a positive thing. So what do you guys think? That was a lot to unpack, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. If you hate videos this length, I'm sorry. I don't usually do this, but I felt like I just wanted to get it all out there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for hanging with me if you've made it this long. And if you're new around here and think that my chaos is something that's up your alley, think about subscribing, please. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope that all is going well and I get to report back that all of these things that I have taken so much time to think about and plan out are working just fine still. See you guys again soon. Bye.